This documentary does not contain real photos but illustrations. For young children who are about to start learning and reading, they will find the colorful illustrations in this documentary quite fascinating. Hey there, young explorers! Have you ever looked up at the night sky and wondered about those twinkling stars and the bright moon? Well, guess what? They are just a tiny part of an enormous, fascinating place called the solar system. Let's embark on an amazing space adventure to learn all about it. Imagine the solar system as a big family living in the vast universe. At the center of this family is a huge, glowing ball of gas called the Sun. It's like the head of the family, taking care of everyone by giving warmth and light. The Sun is super important because without it, our solar system wouldn't exist. Now, circling around the Sun are 8 unique planets, including our very own planet, Earth. Each planet is like a family member with its own special traits. Some are small and rocky, while others are big and gassy. They all travel on their own paths, called orbits, around the Sun, just like runners on a track. And guess what? It takes them different amounts of time to complete one lap around the Sun. But wait, there's more. This family also has other members like the Moon, which is Earth's body, and lots of smaller rocks and icy bodies called asteroids and comets. Together, they all make up our solar system, a tiny part of the gigantic universe. So, whenever you look up at the sky, remember, you're staring out into our vast and beautiful solar system, a place full of mysteries and wonders waiting to be discovered. Are you ready to learn more about each member of this cosmic family? Let's zoom off into space and start our adventure. Get ready, space explorers, our journey through the solar system is about to begin. Get ready to meet the most important star of our space journey, the Sun. The Sun is like a giant king sitting on a throne at the center of our solar system, ruling over all the planets that circle around it. Imagine a ball so huge that you could fit 1,000,000 Earths inside it. Yes, that's our Sun. It's not just any star, it's a gigantic, glowing sphere made mostly of gas, and it's incredibly hot, so hot that it can light up our entire solar system and keep it warm, like a cosmic campfire that never goes out. The Sun is super important for many reasons. It's like the main engine of our solar system. Without it, our Earth would be a cold, dark, and lifeless place. The Sun gives us light, making our days bright and cheerful. It also gives us heat, keeping our planet warm enough for plants to grow, rivers to flow, and for us to live and play. But the Sun does even more amazing things. It holds all the planets in place with its powerful gravity, making sure they stay on their paths and don't wander off into the deep, dark universe. It's like the Sun is holding hands with all the planets, keeping them close and safe. And did you know the Sun is also a star? It might not look like the tiny twinkling stars you see at night, but that's only because it's much closer to us. It's our very own star, and it's the perfect size and distance to take care of our solar system family. So, next time you feel the Sun's warm rays on your face, remember, you're feeling the power of a massive star that's keeping our entire solar system alive and well. The Sun is not just a bright light in the sky, it's the heart of our cosmic neighborhood, always shining, always sharing its warmth and light. Isn't it amazing to think that our own star, the Sun, is the reason our solar system is such a lively and wonderful place? Fasten your seatbelts because we're zooming in on the first and smallest planet in our solar system family, Mercury. Imagine a tiny, speedy planet whizzing around the Sun faster than any other planet. That's Mercury for you. Mercury is like the little sibling of the solar system. It's the smallest planet, even smaller than some of the moons in our solar system. But don't let its size fool you, this little planet is full of surprises. One of the coolest things about Mercury is that it's super close to the Sun. It's so close that if we were standing on Mercury, the Sun would look 3 times larger than it does from Earth. But, guess what? Even though it's so close to the Sun, it's not the hottest planet. That title goes to Venus, but that's a story for another day. Now, let's talk about Mercury's surface. It's covered in lots of craters, just like our Moon. These craters were made a long time ago, when space rocks called asteroids and comets crashed into Mercury. The craters are like little footprints from the past, telling us stories about things that happened billions of years ago. But the most amazing thing about Mercury is how fast it zips around the Sun. It has a really quick orbit, which means it goes all the way around the Sun super fast. While we have 365 days in a year on Earth, a year on Mercury is just 88 Earth days. Imagine having your birthday every 88 days. So, even though Mercury is tiny, it's a planet of extremes: extremely small, extremely close to the Sun, and extremely speedy. It's like the little race car of the solar system, always on the fast track. Get ready to visit Venus, the second planet from the Sun and one of the most mysterious members of our solar system family. Venus is often called Earth's sister planet, but wait till you hear how different it is. First off, Venus is wrapped in a super thick blanket of clouds. But these aren't your regular fluffy, white clouds. These clouds are made of something called sulfuric acid. Yikes. That means you wouldn't want to fly through them. They're so thick that we can't even see the planet's surface from space. Now, let's talk about the heat. Venus is the hottest planet in our solar system, even though it's not the closest to the Sun. Why is that? It's all because of its thick atmosphere, which is mostly made of carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas. This atmosphere traps all the heat, turning Venus into a sweltering, oven-like world. The temperature there is hot enough to melt lead. Imagine trying to build a snowman there; it would turn into a puddle in seconds. But Venus isn't just hot, it's also a world of extreme pressure. If you stood on its surface, you'd feel like you were deep underwater because of the intense pressure. It's like having 90 Earths sitting on your shoulders. Phew, that's heavy. And guess what? A day on Venus is longer than a year on Venus. Sounds confusing, right? It takes longer for Venus to spin around once than it does for it to go all the way around the Sun. That means you'd have really, really long days and nights if you lived there. Venus also spins backward compared to most planets, so if you could see the Sun through those thick clouds, it would rise in the west and set in the east, the opposite of what we see on Earth. Venus, with its thick clouds, scorching heat, and long days, is a planet full of surprises. It's a reminder of the amazing and diverse worlds that exist in our own solar system. It's time to talk about the most special planet of all, Earth, our home. Earth is like the big, blue marble of the solar system, and it's the only place we know that's bursting with life in every corner. From the soaring eagles in the sky to the tiny ants in your backyard, from the giant whales swimming in the oceans to the mysterious creatures hiding in the deep jungle, Earth is home to millions of different kinds of life. It's like a giant, bustling city with all sorts of inhabitants living together. Now, let's talk about Earth's stunning blue oceans. Covering more than 70% of our planet's surface, these vast oceans are the heartbeats of Earth. They're not just big pools of water, they're home to coral reefs, schools of colorful fish, and so much more. The oceans are also super important because they help control Earth's climate, making it just right for us to live. But Earth isn't just blue, it's also green. Forests, jungles, fields, and parks cover our land, giving us fresh air to breathe and food to eat. These green spaces are where animals build their homes and plants grow tall and strong. They are like Earth's natural playgrounds. And let's not forget about the white, fluffy clouds drifting across the sky, the mountains reaching up high, and the rivers that flow gently across the land. All these pieces fit together perfectly to create the beautiful planet we call home. One of the coolest things about Earth is that it's just the right distance from the Sun. Not too hot, not too cold, it's just perfect for life. Scientists call this the Goldilocks zone. It's what makes Earth so special compared to the other planets in our solar system. Earth is a magical place, full of wonders and life. It's a reminder of how lucky we are to live on such a beautiful and unique planet in the vast universe. Let's take care of our home, Earth, so it stays wonderful for generations to come. Now, let's turn our gaze to Earth's closest neighbor and loyal companion, the Moon. The Moon is like Earth's sidekick in space, always there, lighting up our night skies with its gentle glow. Have you ever noticed that the Moon doesn't always look the same? Sometimes it's a thin crescent, sometimes it's half-lit, and other times it's a big, bright circle. These changes are what we call the phases of the moon. It's like the moon has its own special calendar, showing us a different face each night. The phases of the moon are a beautiful dance between the moon, the sun, and Earth. As the moon orbits around our planet, sunlight lights up different parts of it. This is what creates the changing shapes we see from Earth. From the new moon, when it's almost invisible, to the full moon, when it's completely lit up, each phase has its own unique beauty. But the moon does more than just light up our night skies, it also plays a big role in creating tides on Earth. You know those waves that gently roll onto the beach? The moon helps make those. Its gravity pulls on Earth's oceans, creating high tides when the water is drawn towards the moon, and low tides when it's pulled away. It's like the moon is playing a gentle game of tug-of-war with the sea. The moon's influence on tides is super important for our planet. It helps to keep the oceans moving and alive, which is great for sea creatures and even affects the weather. So, the next time you look up at the moon, remember, it's not just a light in the sky. It's a vital part of our planet's life, creating the tides and marking time with its ever-changing phases. The moon is truly one of the most magical and mysterious parts of our night sky. Space explorers, buckle up. We're off to Mars, the fourth planet from the Sun, famously known as the Red Planet. Get ready to discover why Mars is one of the most fascinating planets in our solar system. First off, why is it called the Red Planet? Well, Mars has a lot of iron oxide on its surface, that's just a fancy way of saying rust. This rust gives Mars its famous reddish color, making it stand out in the night sky. It's like the universe painted it red just for us to see. Now, let's talk about the exciting possibility of life on Mars. Scientists have been super curious about this for a long time. Even though Mars is cold and dry now, they found signs that it used to have water, rivers, lakes, and maybe even oceans. And where there's water, there might have been life. Imagine if there were once tiny creatures living on Mars. It's like a cosmic detective story, and we're still trying to put the pieces together. But that's not all. Mars has some really cool neighbors, its two moons named Phobos and Deimos. These moons are quite small and look more like lumpy potatoes than our round, shiny moon. Phobos, the larger one, is slowly getting closer to Mars. In a long, long time, it might even crash into Mars or break apart and form a ring around the planet. How cool would that be? Mars is also famous for its giant volcano, Olympus Mons, the largest in the solar system, and its huge canyon, Valles Marineris, which is about 10 times longer and 5 times deeper than Earth's Grand Canyon. Scientists and space agencies are super excited about Mars. They've sent rovers and landers to explore its surface and learn more about its secrets. Who knows, maybe one day, some of you will be the astronauts who travel to Mars and discover its mysteries firsthand. Mars, with its red dust, potential for past life, and quirky moons, is a world of wonder and excitement. It's a reminder of the endless possibilities and adventures that await us in our solar system. Let's set our course to a mysterious and exciting region of our solar system, the Asteroid Belt. This isn't a belt you wear, but an enormous ring of rocks that orbits the Sun between Mars and Jupiter. Picture this, thousands and thousands of rocky pieces, from tiny pebbles to giant boulders, all swirling around in space like a giant cosmic dance. Some of these asteroids are really small, just a few feet across, while others are huge, spanning hundreds of miles wide. It's like a bustling city of rocks in space. The asteroid belt is a bit like the leftovers of our solar system. A long, long time ago, when the planets were forming, these rocks didn't join together to make a planet. Instead, they got stuck in this giant loop, thanks to Jupiter's strong gravity pulling on them. It's as if they're playing a never-ending game of tag with Jupiter's gravity. Now, you might be picturing the asteroid belt as a crowded, dangerous place, like in movies and video games. But in reality, it's quite spread out. The asteroids are far apart, so spacecraft can easily pass through them without any trouble. In fact, our spacecraft have already zoomed through the belt on their way to explore the outer planets. The asteroid belt is super important because it holds clues about the early solar system. These rocks are like time capsules, containing secrets from over 4 billion years ago. By studying them, scientists can learn about how the planets were born and how our solar system came to be. And here's a fun fact: sometimes, these asteroids bump into each other and break apart. The smaller pieces that fall onto Earth's atmosphere and light up the sky are what we call meteors. When you see a shooting star, you might just be seeing a piece of the asteroid belt. The asteroid belt, with its millions of space rocks, is a fascinating and mysterious part of our solar system. It's a reminder of the wonders and stories hidden in the vastness of space. The largest and most magnificent planet in our solar system. Jupiter is like the mighty king of planets, so big that all the other planets could fit inside it. First, let's marvel at Jupiter's size. If you think Earth is big, wait till you hear about Jupiter. It's so huge that over 1,300 Earths could fit inside it. Imagine a planet so vast, it's like a giant swirling ball of gas and storms. Now, let's talk about the most famous feature on Jupiter, the Great Red Spot. This isn't just any spot, it's a gigantic storm, bigger than the entire Earth, and it's been raging for hundreds of years. Imagine a storm so big and powerful, it could swallow our whole planet. The Great Red Spot is like a never-ending hurricane, spinning and swirling with winds faster than any storm on Earth. But Jupiter isn't just a planet of storms, it's also a planet of moons, lots and lots of moons. Jupiter has at least 79 moons. These moons are a fascinating bunch, each with its own unique story. The 4 largest moons are known as the Galilean moons, named after the astronomer Galileo, who discovered them. There's Io, the most volcanic place in the solar system, Europa, which might have an ocean beneath its icy crust, Ganymede, the largest moon in the solar system, even bigger than the planet Mercury, and Callisto, a heavily cratered world with an ancient, battered surface. Jupiter also has a faint ring system, not as flashy as Saturn's, but beautiful in its own subtle way. These rings are made of dust particles kicked up by small meteoroids crashing into Jupiter's moons. Jupiter's importance in our solar system is immense. Its massive size and gravity have influenced many events in the solar system's history, like shaping the orbits of other planets and protecting Earth from potential comet impacts. It's like the big, protective brother of the solar system. Jupiter, with its enormous size, spectacular storms, and fascinating moons, is truly a wonder of our solar system. It's a reminder of the grandeur and mystery of the universe we live in. The jewel of the solar system. Saturn is famous for its stunning rings, making it one of the most beautiful and unique planets you'll ever see. Let's start with those magnificent rings. Imagine giant, sparkling hoops spinning around a planet. These rings are made of billions of pieces of ice and rock, some as small as a grain of sand, and others as big as a house. They shine and glitter in the sunlight, like a cosmic merry-go-round. But despite their grand appearance, these rings are surprisingly thin. If Saturn were the size of a basketball, its rings would be as thin as a sheet of paper. Saturn is not just a pretty face with lovely rings, it's also huge. It's the second largest planet in our solar system, big enough to fit over 750 Earths inside it. And yet, if you could find a bathtub big enough, Saturn would float in it because it's mostly made of gas and is lighter than water. How cool is that? Now, let's talk about Saturn's moons. Saturn is like a parent to a big family of moons, with at least 82 known moons orbiting around it. The largest and most famous is Titan, a fascinating moon that's larger than the planet Mercury. Titan even has its own atmosphere and lakes, but instead of water, these lakes are filled with liquid methane. Imagine sailing on a lake that's not made of water but a gas we use for cooking. Each of Saturn's moons is a world unto itself, with its own unique mysteries. From icy Enceladus, which shoots water into space, to the odd-shaped Hyperion, Saturn's moons add to the planet's allure and wonder. Saturn plays a big role in our solar system. Its gravity helps shape the paths of comets and asteroids, acting like a cosmic traffic cop keeping things in order. Saturn, with its breathtaking rings and family of moons, is a true wonder of the solar system. It's a planet that reminds us of the beauty and awe-inspiring nature of the universe we live in. Let's spin our way to Uranus, one of the most unique and intriguing planets in our solar system. Uranus is not just another planet, it's a world of surprises and peculiarities. One of the coolest things about Uranus is its sideways rotation. Imagine a planet rolling around the Sun like a ball. Unlike other planets, which spin like tops, Uranus spins on its side. Scientists think that long ago, a huge object might have crashed into Uranus, tipping it over. Now, it has the most extreme seasons in the solar system. Each pole gets 42 years of continuous sunlight, followed by 42 years of darkness. But wait, there's more. Uranus is also famous for its rings. Yes, Saturn isn't the only planet with a ring system. Uranus has a set of thin, dark rings. They're not as flashy or as easy to see as Saturn's, but they're equally fascinating. These rings are made of tiny, dark particles, which might be pieces of moons that shattered long ago. Uranus is one of the ice giants, a type of planet different from the rocky planets like Earth and the gas giants like Jupiter. It's mostly made of water, ammonia, and methane ice, which gives it a beautiful pale blue color. It's like a big, chilly, blue beach ball floating in space. This planet also has a bunch of moons, 27 known ones, each with its own story. The names of Uranus's moons are quite unique, taken from characters in the works of William Shakespeare and Alexander Pope. Imagine moons named after characters from plays and poems. Exploring Uranus has been a bit of a challenge. Only one spacecraft, Voyager 2, has flown by Uranus, giving us a glimpse of this distant, icy world. This brief visit showed us a planet with a calm atmosphere and few cloud features, quite different from the stormy Jupiter and Saturn. Uranus holds many mysteries yet to be uncovered. It's a reminder of the vast, unexplored spaces in our solar system. There's so much we don't know about this sideways planet. Scientists are eager to learn more about its unique rotation, its icy composition, and the history of its rings and moons. Uranus, with its sideways spin, icy nature, and mysterious rings, invites us to think about the wonders and mysteries that lie far beyond our Earth. It's a planet that challenges our understanding and fuels our curiosity about the universe. Let's journey to the edges of our solar system to meet Neptune, the farthest known planet from the Sun. Neptune is a mysterious, icy world, shrouded in deep blue, and it's like nothing else we've seen before. Neptune is often called an ice giant because it's made mostly of icy materials like water, ammonia, and methane. It's this methane that gives Neptune its stunning deep blue color, like a giant sapphire floating in space. If you could stand on Neptune, which you can't because it doesn't have a solid surface, you'd be surrounded by the most beautiful shades of blue you can imagine. But hold on to your space helmets, because Neptune is also known for its wild weather. It has the strongest winds of any planet in our solar system. These winds race through its atmosphere at speeds more than 1,200 miles per hour. That's faster than the speed of sound on Earth. Imagine trying to fly a kite in that kind of wind. Neptune is also home to giant storms. The most famous was the Great Dark Spot, a storm as big as Earth, which was spotted by the Voyager 2 spacecraft in 1989. But just like storms on Earth, storms on Neptune change and can disappear. When the Hubble Space Telescope looked for the Great Dark Spot a few years later, it was gone. Neptune's faraway location makes it a mysterious and intriguing planet. It's so far from the Sun that it takes 165 Earth years to complete one orbit. That means a year on Neptune lasts longer than a lifetime for most people on Earth. And let's not forget about Neptune's moons. The most famous is Triton, an icy moon which orbits Neptune in the opposite direction of most other moons. Triton is super cool because it has geysers that shoot material high into its thin atmosphere. Neptune, with its intense winds, stunning blue color, and mysterious moons, is like the grand finale of the planets in our solar system. It's a planet that captures our imagination and takes us to the furthest reaches of our cosmic neighborhood. Gather around, young space explorers, as we venture into the realm of the dwarf planets, the tiny yet fascinating members of our solar system family. Among these, the most famous is Pluto, a small, icy world that has captured our hearts and imagination. Dwarf planets are like the little siblings of the bigger planets. They orbit the Sun just like Earth and Mars, but they're much smaller. And there's something else that makes them special. They haven't cleared their orbits of other debris, which is like having a room that's not quite tidy. Now, let's zoom in on Pluto, once known as the ninth planet. Pluto is a tiny, cold world far out in the space neighborhood called the Kuiper Belt. It's so far from the Sun that sunlight there is just a faint twinkle. Pluto is an icy mystery, covered in mountains of ice and plains of frozen gases. It's so cold that the temperature can drop to minus 375 degrees Fahrenheit. BRR, talk about a winter wonderland. In 2006, astronomers decided that Pluto wasn't quite like the other planets and gave it the new title of dwarf planet. But that doesn't make Pluto any less interesting. In fact, it makes it even more intriguing. When the New Horizons spacecraft visited Pluto in 2015, it sent back amazing pictures. We saw mountains as high as the Rockies, and a heart-shaped glacier as big as Texas and Oklahoma combined. Talk about showing some love from space. But Pluto isn't the only dwarf planet. There's also Ceres, the closest dwarf planet, nestled in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. And beyond Pluto, in the far-off Kuiper Belt, there's Haumea, which spins so fast it's shaped like a football, and Make, a frozen world covered in methane ice. And let's not forget Eris, even more remote and mysterious, dancing on the edges of our solar system. Dwarf planets, with their unique qualities and mysteries, remind us that there's always something new and exciting to discover in our solar system. They're like hidden treasures, waiting for us to uncover their secrets. Now we're diving into the thrilling world of comets and meteors, the spectacular travelers of our solar system. These celestial objects bring wonder and excitement to our night skies. First, let's talk about comets, which you can think of as giant, dirty snowballs zooming through space. Comets are made of ice, dust, and rocky material, leftovers from when the solar system was formed. As they travel close to the Sun, their icy bodies start to melt and vaporize, creating a glowing tail that can stretch for millions of miles. It's like they're wearing a brilliant, shimmering cloak that lights up the sky. One of the most famous comets is Halley's Comet, which swings by Earth every 76 years. When a comet like Halley's Comet comes to visit, it's like a cosmic guest that shows up for a spectacular show, then leaves, promising to return many years later. Now, let's dash over to meteors, the shooting stars we wish upon. Meteors start as meteoroids, which are small pieces of rock floating in space. When these rocks come zooming into Earth's atmosphere, they burn up and create a streak of light across the sky. This fiery journey is what we see as a shooting star. Sometimes, if a meteoroid is big enough, it survives its fiery trip and lands on Earth. Then, it gets a new name, a meteorite. Meteorites are like messages from space, giving scientists clues about what's happening out there in the solar system. Have you ever seen a meteor shower? It's an amazing sight when many meteors streak across the sky, lighting it up like a grand fireworks show. These showers happen when Earth passes through the trail of debris left by a comet. It's as if the comet has left behind a trail of sparkles for us to enjoy. Comets and meteors, with their dazzling tails and shooting streaks, add magic and mystery to our night skies. They remind us of the dynamic and ever-changing nature of our solar system and the universe beyond. Welcome to the grand tour of our very own galaxy, the Milky Way. Imagine a vast, swirling city of stars, planets, and cosmic wonders, and you're right at the heart of it. The Milky Way is not just any galaxy, it's our galactic home, a place of incredible beauty and mystery. First off, let's picture what our galaxy looks like. The Milky Way is a spiral galaxy, which means it has swirling arms stretching out from the center, like a giant cosmic pinwheel. These arms are made up of billions of stars, just like our Sun, each with their own planets, moons, and maybe even life. At the very center of our galaxy is a supermassive black hole. Don't worry, it's far away and won't harm us, but it's like the anchor that holds the galaxy together. Around this black hole, there's a bright, bustling hub of stars, and from there, the spiral arms stretch out into the vastness of space. Our solar system is located in one of these spiral arms, about halfway from the center. We're in a neighborhood called the Orion Arm. It's like living in the suburbs of the galaxy, not too crowded, with a great view of the stars. One of the most amazing things about the Milky Way is that it's huge. It's about 100,000 light-years across. That means if you could travel at the speed of light, it would take you 100,000 years to go from one end to the other. On a dark night, away from city lights, you can see a part of the Milky Way. It looks like a milky band of light stretching across the sky. That's why it's called the Milky Way. It's the light from millions of distant stars blending together into a glowing river across the sky. But the Milky Way is just one of billions of galaxies in the universe. Each galaxy is a storybook of stars, planets, and mysteries waiting to be discovered. And who knows what amazing secrets and cosmic wonders we'll find as we continue to explore the universe. The Milky Way, our starry home in the cosmos, is a reminder of the vast, beautiful, and awe-inspiring universe that we're a part of. It's a place full of wonders, and we're just beginning to uncover its secrets. The universe's most mysterious cosmic wonders. Black holes are like the superheroes of space, strange, powerful, and full of mystery. Imagine a spot in space where gravity is so strong, nothing can escape from it, not even light. That's a black hole for you. They're like cosmic vacuum cleaners, sucking in everything that gets too close. But don't worry, we're far away from any black holes, so we're perfectly safe. Black holes are formed when massive stars, much bigger than our Sun, reach the end of their lives. These stars go out with a bang, exploding as supernovas. What's left collapses under its own gravity, squishing down into an incredibly small space. This creates a black hole, a point in space where gravity is so intense, it traps everything around it. The edge of a black hole is called the event horizon. It's like the point of no return. Once something crosses this line, it's pulled into the black hole, never to be seen again. It's a one-way trip into the unknown. But here's where it gets even weirder. Black holes bend time and space. According to Einstein's theory of relativity, the stronger the gravity, the more time slows down. Near a black hole, time would move so slowly compared to the rest of the universe. It's like the black hole is playing tricks with time itself. Even though black holes are invisible, since light can't escape them, scientists can detect them by the effect they have on things around them. When a black hole pulls in gas from a nearby star, the gas heats up and gives off powerful X-rays, which telescopes can see. There are different types of black holes, small ones, massive ones, and even supermassive black holes, which are at the center of most galaxies, including our Milky Way. Black holes, with their incredible gravity and mysterious nature, remind us of the many mysteries still to be solved in our universe. They're like the ultimate cosmic puzzle, challenging our understanding of space and time. The universe is everything we can see, touch, feel, and imagine. It's all the stars, planets, galaxies, and even the empty space in between. It's so vast and amazing, it's like the biggest playground you could ever dream of. Imagine a place that goes on forever. As far as you can travel, the universe keeps going. It's filled with billions of galaxies, each holding billions of stars. And around these stars are countless planets, moons, and maybe even life waiting to be discovered. It's like an endless ocean of stars and mysteries. Our universe is like a cosmic storybook, and each galaxy is a chapter with its own tales to tell. There's our Milky Way, a galaxy with a spiral of stars, including our own Sun. Then there are galaxies like Andromeda, our closest galactic neighbor, and distant galaxies that we can only see with powerful telescopes. But the universe isn't just about what we can see. It's also full of things we can't see, like dark matter and dark energy. These are mysterious forces that we're just beginning to understand. They're like the hidden characters in the story of the universe, influencing everything but in ways we can't quite see. One of the most amazing things about the universe is that it's always changing and growing. It started with a massive explosion called the Big Bang, about 13.8 billion years ago. Since then, it's been expanding and evolving, creating stars, planets, and everything else we see today. And the best part? We're a part of this incredible universe. With our telescopes, satellites, and space probes, we're learning more about it every day. We're like detectives, uncovering the secrets of the cosmos, one discovery at a time. The universe is the grandest adventure of all, full of wonders and mysteries beyond our wildest dreams. It's a never-ending journey of exploration and discovery, and we're just getting started. Gather around, future astronauts and space scientists. Let's embark on a journey through the thrilling history of space exploration and peek into the amazing possibilities that await us in the future. Space exploration is like the greatest adventure story ever told, filled with daring explorers, incredible machines, and the vast, mysterious universe as its setting. It all began with the dream to reach the stars and uncover the secrets of the cosmos. In the 1950s and 1960s, the space age truly began. It was a time of big dreams and even bigger achievements. The first artificial satellite, Sputnik, was sent into space by the Soviet Union in 1957, beeping its way into history. Then came the first human in space, Yuri Gagarin, who orbited Earth in 1961, showing us that humans could venture into this new frontier. The United States joined the space race with its Apollo program, achieving the incredible feat of landing the first humans on the Moon in 1969. Neil Armstrong's famous words, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind," echoed around the world, marking a monumental moment in human history. Since those early days, space exploration has taken leaps and bounds. We've sent space probes to the farthest corners of our solar system, from the scorching surfaces of Venus and Mercury to the icy realms of Pluto and beyond. The Hubble Space Telescope has allowed us to gaze deep into the universe, capturing breathtaking images of distant galaxies and stars. But what about the future of space exploration? It's even more exciting. Imagine missions to Mars where astronauts set foot on the red planet, uncovering its secrets and maybe finding signs of past life. Think about spacecraft visiting the icy moons of Jupiter and Saturn, searching for oceans beneath their frozen surfaces. In the future, we might even build bases on the Moon or Mars, serving as stepping stones for deeper space exploration. Scientists are dreaming up new ways to travel faster and farther, maybe even reaching other star systems one day. The possibilities are as limitless as the universe itself. The story of space exploration is a story of human curiosity, bravery, and ingenuity. It's a journey that takes us beyond our planet, into the great unknown, and it's just getting started. Who knows what wonders and discoveries the next chapter will hold?